Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and the Beastmen have finally gone on pre-order. This is the last original core faction for Warhammer, the old world. So, I've got a little bit of access. Games Workshop kindly sent me the Beastmen Arcane Journal, and what we're going to do is we're going to talk about it. There's a lot to discuss. I think a lot of people are going to like what they're going to be hearing here. So much so that I've almost made this my main faction for the old world. I'm still sticking to the Chaos Warriors for now, and that's because I've been really working hard on them. I can't wait for you guys to see that army. So as per usual, there are Armies of Infamy, and the first one is the Minotaur Blood Herd. So yeah, you can go full cow here. Let's start talking about the army composition. The characters can be up to 50%, it's 0 to 1 Doom Bulls per 1000 points, 0 to 1 Bray Shamans per 1000 points, though I don't think that you're going to be needing them. Gore Bulls, War Gores, and Centaur Chieftains can be as many as you want. When it comes to core, at least 33% of your army's point value has to be spent here. That's 1 Minotaur Herd per 1000 points, so you can have 2 as core. 0 to 1 HERDSTONEs. This is going to be an interesting thing that we're going to be talking about a little bit later. So yes, terrain is back and you can have it in your Grand Army too. Gore Herds, Ungores, and Chaos Warhounds can be as many as you wish. Special, 50% as per usual, 0 to 1 units of Dragon Ogres per 1000 points, and as many Harpies, Minotaur Herds, Centaur Herds, Razor Gore Herds, and Gorgons as you so wish. And finally, with Rare, you have up to 33% of your army's point value. That's 0 to 1 Dragon Ogre Shagoffs per 1000 points, as many Chaos Giants as you wish, and Chaos Ogres and Chaos Trolls, once again, as many as you wish. Now, if you're wondering, yes, a Gore Bull can be a BSB, which is fantastic because I think a lot of people are going to want to go full cow here. We do have to talk about the special rules because there are a few. So the first one is Bloodshed and Butchery. All Doom Bulls, Gore Bull, Minotaur Herds, and Gore Herds within a Minotaur Blood Herd army gain the Impetuous special rule. That's kind of expected. Champions of Slaughter. If the general of a Minotaur Blood Herd becomes frenzied as a result of Blood Rage special rule, any friendly units within its command range will also become frenzied. Guardians of the Herdstones. Doom Bulls and Gore Bulls in a Minotaur Blood Herd may take Chaos Mutations, so this is in Ravening Hordes, and or Gifts of Chaos. Ravening Hordes once again up to 50 points. But this is where it gets very, very interesting. Magics of the Dark Gods. The general of a Minotaur Blood Herd must be a Doom Bull or a Gore Bull. For plus 35 points, this character may be a level 1 wizard. Or for 65 points, or a little bit cheaper actually, that's not too bad, it may be a level 2 wizard. If so, this character knows spells from the lore of battle magic or the lore of dark magic. A wizard with this special rule may wear armor without penalty. So yeah, Doom Bull or a Gore Bull spellcaster. Never thought I'd live to see the day. But hey, it's something new, isn't it? It's a new styling. I like the idea of this. And I've been writing up some pretty dirty lists for when the battle reports turn up on the channel again. It's been a while. Unfortunately, I've been busy sorting out a bunch of stuff, which hopefully I'll be able to talk to you about very, very soon. At least I hope so, because there's been a lot of paperwork going on. The next army list is the Wild Herd. So we're going to jump into the composition. Characters, 50% as per usual, 0 to 1 Beast Lords or Great Bray Shamans per 1000 points. You're normally going to be running 2000, so you can get one of each if you wish. And as many War Gores, Bray Shamans, and Centaur Chieftains as you so wish. For core, it's 33%. This is becoming quite the usual sense lately, which isn't too bad. I do wonder how that's going to affect the future with future army lists, because we do know now that there is very likely going to be a second round of Arcane Journals. So here it's plus 1 Primal Warheads, you have to bring 1. 0 to 1 Tuskgore Chariots per 1000 points. 0 to 1 Centaur Herds may be taken as a core choice per Centaur Chieftain taken. This is going to be very much your cavalry list, which Games Workshop seem to be favouring this edition. Like, really a lot. Alongside that, as many Gore Herds, Ungore Herds, Chaos Warhounds, Primal Warhounds, and Razor Gore Herds as you wish. For special, 50% as per usual, 0 to 1 units of Dragon Ogres, you're not really going to be bringing that many. Warped Gores, Bestigore Herds, Harpies, Centigore Herds, Tuskgore Chariots, and Razorgore Chariots, they can be as many as you wish. And finally, 0 to 1 Cockatrice or Praetons per 1,000 points. The Praetons themselves are pretty tasty, so I imagine a lot of people are going to be bringing them. And then finally, they're rare. We do have 33% as per usual, or as becoming common. As many Dragon Ogre, Shagoffs, Jabberslives, Cygors, and Chaos Giants as you wish. If you like bringing Jabberslives, you're going to want to bring them here. And as many Chaos Spawn as you so wish. So special rules, we have some fun ones here. The first one being Ancient Sorcery. In addition to the laws of magic they normally know, Beastmen Shamans within a Wild Herd army may know spells from the law of Primal Magic. This is a brand new law, we'll be talking about that a little bit later. Next we got Dark Coven. Beastmen Shamans within a Wild Herd army may leech power from nearby wizards when they attempt to cast a spell or when attempting a wizardly dispel. To do so, a Brave Shaman or Great Brave Shaman may apply a +1 modifier to their casting or dispel roll for each other friendly wizard within their command range. However, if they roll on any natural double when making the roll, something has gone horribly wrong and the spell is miscast, or they have been outclassed in the art. In such cases, roll immediately on the miscast table and apply the result to the Praise Shaman or Great Praise Shaman that attempted the cast. But wait, there's more. And then to each friendly wizard within their command range. So potentially very, very good roll or a massive risk. You're going to have to be very careful here. Then Gifts from the Dark Gods. Character models in this army may spend an additional 25 points on magical items and an additional 25 points on chaos mutations. Finally, Roaming Warbands. Within a Wild Herd army, any number of Gores, Ungore Herds, Primal War Herds, and Centigore Herds may have the Ambusher special rule at the cost of 1 point per model. The characters for the Beastmen Chieftains and Centigore Chieftains may have it at the cost of 10 points per model. Finally, a 0 to 1 Gore Herd, Ungore Herd, or Centigore Herd per 1,000 points with a unit strength of 10 or less may be given the Ambusher special rule for free, which is not too bad actually, because a lot of people do like MSU at the moment. So we have two characters in this book. One is Crawlmore, the Prophet of Ruin. This is a brand new character. I've got this model kindly sent to me by our friends at Games Workshop, and I'll post a picture of it later this afternoon. Let's talk about him, because there is quite a lot here, right? He does also have a Leering Spirit marker, and we'll talk about that in a little second. So, Movement 5, Weapon Skill 3, Ballistic Skill 3, Strength 4, Toughness 5, Wounds 4, Initiative 3, 2 attacks, Leadership 8, and 245 points per model. This is for him and the Spirit marker, which is, yes, the little familiar that comes with him. The character is a level 4 wizard, and he knows spells from Dark Magic and Primal Magic, so you can pick one or the other. He also has access to the Law of Beasts, don't worry, because his special rules are the Bracestaff, Future Sight, Gaze of the Gods, Leering Spirit, Law of Beasts, Mark of Chaos Undivided, Primal Fury, and Warband. So, Future Sight, very simple rule, gives him a 4-up ward save, which is pretty damn good considering his point cost. Leering Spirit is where things get a little bit more interesting. So when Crawlmore is deployed, place a Leering Spirit marker anywhere on the battlefield that is not within 8 inches of an enemy unit. Once placed, a Leering Spirit marker does not move, but has a 360-degree line of sight. The marker cannot be charged, targeted, or attacked in any way. However, if Crawlmore is removed from player's casualty, the Leering Spirit is also removed. But now this is where it gets very, very interesting. During the shooting phase of each of Crawlmore's turns, the Leering Spirit marker may be used to cast Devolve from the Law of Beasts with a power level of 3. So it's essentially just a really good way of getting some spells to the enemies that might be behind, maybe some elven archers whilst you're still taking your forces forward, some Imperials. It's pretty damn good. I really do like that. And if you're wondering about movement and so on, yeah, your enemies can walk right through it. You just have to move the marker away and then just place it back when the area is open. Yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense. So the Grizzly Totem is as follows. It's a Bracestaff, so you get the additional bonuses and so on, but all enemies within 6 inches of Crawlmore suffer a -1 modifier to their leadership to a minimum of 2. I like the character. I think it's cool to have like a remote spell to use there. You get decent bonuses. It is pretty tough for a shaman, to be honest. I like him. I like him. The model's great too. It was very satisfying to paint. Basically, this is our replacement for Malagor, for example, because we don't have Malagor. You will never know in the future, and this guy seems to be kind of important to the storyline in the future, since we know Morga has been reborn as a baby and he's trying to find him. I can't wait to see if the story is actually going to expand from that. Right now we've had no new novels for a while. We've only had the one, so here's hoping. I'd love to see more Old World lore coming out. The second character is a returning one, Gorus Warhoof, the sire of 1,000 young. It's good to see him back. I am very much into the whole Centaur stuff, so I'm really keen on this. Okay, let's start with the stats. Movement 8, weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 3, strength 5, toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 4, 4 attacks, which is really good actually, leadership 8, and 155 points. He's pretty cheap. Alright, we have a lot of special rules here, so get ready. Drunken, Father of Beasts, Gaze of the Gods, Mark of Chaos Undivided, Move Through Cover, Primal Fury, Stomp Attacks D3, Swift Stride, the Sons of Gorus, and Warband. So, Father of Beasts is as follows. Whilst within Gorus Warhoof's command range, friendly Centaur herds may re-roll the d6 when rolling on the drunken table. The Sons of Gorus, 0 to 1 Centaur herds in the same muster list as Gorus may be upgraded to Sons of Gorus for 2 points per model. Sons of Gorus have a +1 modifier to their weapon skill and to their leadership, and they also gain Armor Bane 1 special rule. Pretty keen on that. I like the idea of upgrading a unit because your character's there, and he's pretty iconic in that regard. So, the Skull of the Unicorn Lord. This gives him a 6-up ward saves against anything that was non-magical, and a 5-up ward save against anything that was magical. Finally, we do have Man Smasher. This is his special weapon. +1 strength, -1 AP, Armor Bane 1, magical attacks, and multiple wounds D3. It only applies, however, for the strength bonus when you've charged. Yeah, it's a good character. If you like to do a Centaur list, this is probably going to be the one for you. He's really cheap, I'm not going to lie. Like, that's a really good point value, at least in my opinion. He's on a 30/60 base, by the way, if you're wondering. Okay, Warped Gores are coming in, and this is a Kit Bash unit. They could be in a unit size of 5+. Their stats are as follows, so movement 5, weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 2, strength 3, toughness 4, 1 wound, initiative 3, D3 attacks each model, leadership 7, and then there's also the points, which is 16 per model. They can be upgraded, 6 points, 6 points, and 8 points. The champion is the 8 points. They can also take additional hand weapons or shields for free, and 1 point per model, 0 per 1, can take the Ambushes special rule, which is pretty damn good. Special rules as follows: Armored Hide 1, Blessing of Chaos, Blood Rage, Mark of Chaos Undivided, Move Through Cover, Open Order, Primal Fury, Random Attacks, Stubborn, and Warband. So the Blessings of Chaos are going to be quite interesting here, because during each, my cat attacked me, so this is during each combat phase, you will then roll a d6. On a 1 and 2, you'll get Stinging Barbs. Basically, it just gives you poison attacks until the end of the combat phase. On 3 to 4, it's going to give you -2 AP, which is wild. And on 5 to 6, it's going to give this unit +1 modifier to their toughness. You represent this unit basically by combining Gores with just parts of the Chaos Spawn kit. It's not going to be that difficult, and it goes back to, I believe, a 4th edition Beastmen model from way back in the day when they were a lot more mutated. So that's kind of cool. Primal Warhounds are coming in, and these are just, you know, Warhounds, and just build them up, right? They come in the unit sense of 10+. Movement 7, weapon skill 4, strength 3, toughness 3, wounds 1, initiative 3, attacks 1, leadership 5, 6 points per model. Very, very cheap. Very, very cheap. Yeah, you can bring them in. You basically just need to get 10 and go from there, right? They've got Armored Hide +1 point per model, Armored Hide 1, and poison attacks per 1. You can get an Ungor Ravager. This is probably like the least interesting thing about the whole setup. The Ravagers themselves, it's a single character that you're going to have to make up yourself. It's going to be an Ungor. So if you've got the kit from Underworlds, I think, yeah, you're pretty golden. Movement 7, weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 3, strength 3, toughness 3, wounds 1, initiative 3, attacks 1, leadership 7, 7 points. It's not bad for, I guess, a character thing. And its special rules are Close Order, Horde, Leader of the Pack, Move Through Cover, Primal Fury, Swift Stride, and Warband. There's not a lot of special rules for these things. I mean, you get Swift Stride on the doggos, and you do have Leader of the Pack, which is basically he goes in the back. That's pretty much it. Like I told you, it's not the most interesting unit, but every book has had one of those units, which is like, oh yeah, okay, big deal. There does get some interesting units coming up though. Don't worry. Like for example, the Primal Warherds. So you've got Gores and Ungors mixed up, so you need 10+ for both. And it's a mixed unit, just like the Tomb Kings have been doing, right, with the Royal Host. So the Gors can take the same stuff. The Ungors may take spears, thrusting spears, throwing spears, and yeah, I mean, it's a mixed unit. It's pretty weird. Points seem to be the same. The stats seem to be the same. No bows, though. I would have liked to have bows. Gors go at the front and Ungors go at the back. Bestial Charge for the Gors. Blood Rage in general. Close Order. Horde. Impetuous. Mark of Chaos Undivided. Mixed unit. Motley Crew. Move through cover, Primal Fury, and Warband. Bestial Charge will give them +1 strength to the Gors if they've charged for 3 inches or more. And then mixed unit, it's the usual thing, right? Like, you remember this if you used to play Skaven with Packmasters and so on. Yeah, it's divided as evenly as possible when it goes to rolling, to wound, and so on. It's interesting. It's an interesting unit, I guess. One of those things that just seem weird to me. I can't get used to the mixed units. I really can't. I could when it was like, oh yeah, you know, this is the Black Orcs or the Slayers, but this is just all over the place in a sense. It's going to take some getting used to. I mostly am just going to be focusing around Centaurs, so I'm not going to lie to you there. Alright, so the Praeton is back, and I think a lot of people have been excited about this. It's 75 by 50 millimeter base. Movement 6, Weapon Skill 5, Strength 5, Toughness 5, Wounds 4, Initiative 5, 4 attacks, 6 leadership, and also 160 points. So you can also upgrade this to have Ambushes plus 10 points or Frenzy plus 5 points. It's got the following special rules, so Close Order, Crown of Antlers, Endless Malice, Fly 10, Impact Hits D3, Large Target, and Terror. So, Crown of Antlers basically gives them the Armor Bane 1 special rule and also Armor Piercing 1, -1, which is pretty damn good. You've got also Endless Malice here, which is if this model wins a round of combat and chooses to restrain and reform and passes its leadership test to do so, enemy units within 6 inches must make a panic test as if a nearby friend had been destroyed. The Twisted Antlers, it's already strength as normal, -2 AP, Armor Bane 1. And yes, you can take these in a Grand Army, 0 to 1 per 1,000 points as a special choice. I mean, it's very similar, I guess, to its old incarnation. Either way, it's a fantastic model. If you haven't painted one before, I suggest you do so, because I love them, and I'm really happy. I'm trying to get a second one, because, yeah, super cool. HERDSTONEs are a new thing, and this is where things get very, very interesting. You can only have 0 to 1 per army, and it's there for 100 points. You can take them in a Grand Army, and it does incentivize you if you want to use scenarios. You can use the HERDSTONE and so on. So we're going to talk about a lot of rules, because there is a lot of rules. So placing a HERDSTONE. Once the players have finished placing terrain and have rolled for deployment, a Beastmen Brayherds player whose muster list includes a HERDSTONE may place it on the battlefield. The HERDSTONE may only be placed anywhere on the battlefield that is not within their opponent's deployment zone and not within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield. Alternative, the HERDSTONE is replacing a special feature specified by scenario. It must be placed as described. So if it's replacing, I guess, the tower, it has to go in the middle, right? Now, controlling the HERDSTONE. A HERDSTONE can be controlled by a single unit that is within 6 inches of it and has a unit strength of 5 or more, and that is not fleeing. If 2 or more eligible units belonging to opposing armies are within 6 inches of it, well then the closest one controls it. If 2 are equally as close, it's contested and nobody controls it. So yes, the enemy can also control the HERDSTONE too. Now, there are a bunch of really cool rules here. So a tingle in the air. The air around the HERDSTONE tingles strangely, and those that stand too close report of a funny taste in their mouths. The unit that controls the HERDSTONEs gain magical resistance -1. Bestial Fury. Beneath the shadow of a HERDSTONE, beastmen fight with terrible ferocity, shedding blood and gore in honor of the ruinous powers. If the HERDSTONE is controlled by a Beastmen Brayherds unit, friendly Beastmen Brayherd units that are within 12 inches of the HERDSTONE may re-roll any rolls to hit of natural ones whilst engaged in combat. See, it's already sounding pretty damn good. Now, Dark Sorcery. The winds of magic flow strangely around a HERDSTONE, as if warped by its malevolence. If the HERDSTONE is controlled by a Beastmen Brayherds unit, friendly Beastmen Brayherd wizards that are within 12 inches of the HERDSTONE gain a +1 modifier to their casting rolls, and enemy wizards that are within 12 inches of the HERDSTONE suffer a -1 to their casting rolls. So you're very incentivized to place it and then take it. Fearsome Edifice is next. Covered with strange sigils, daubed in blood, an aura of evil surrounds a HERDSTONE. Whilst within 12 inches of a HERDSTONE that is controlled by a Beastmen Herds unit, enemy units suffer a -1 modifier to their leadership characteristic when making a leadership test due to fear, panic, or terror. And finally, victory points. As with all special features, it's a special landmark, so whoever controls it by the end of the battle is awarded 200 victory points, which is pretty damn good. See, for 100 points, it's pretty cheap. And in most cases, yeah, I mean, why not? Right? I kind of like the idea. I've got 2 of the old Age of Sigmar ones, and I'm imagining that they're going to just release that again. I'm not sure if that's been showcased already or anything, but yeah, it's not getting used anymore in that setting, so they might as well bring that here like they did with the special character. Okay, now we have the lore of primal magic. So this is another full spell lore, and it states here that in addition to the laws of magic detailed in the Warhammer, the Old World rulebook, some wizards, especially those of a wild and Celtic nature, may know spells for primal magic as a lore of magic, right? So it doesn't state here, but I'm imagining, you know, beastmen and warriors of chaos, I guess? They are chaotic in nature? I don't know. I mean, this is very Beastman coded. So, there's 7 spells, the first one being a signature, Primordial Gloom. This is a magical vortex, casting value of 9+, and a range of 12 inches. It remains in play. Place a small 3-inch blast template so its center is within 12 inches of the caster, and whilst within play, the template does not move. It is treated as dangerous terrain. Whilst within 6 inches of the template, they don't even have to touch the template itself. Enemy units suffer a -1 modifier to their leadership, to a minimum of 2, and treat open ground as difficult terrain. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on there. It's a very good spell, actually. For signature, it's actually really, really good. Alright, so now spell number 1, we have Call of the Wild. It's a conveyance spell, casting value of 8+, range 12 inches. This spell can only target friendly models whose troop type is infantry or cavalry. Until the end of this turn, that unit gets the reserve move special rule. Not too bad for 8+, and you kind of want units moving quickly. You want them going up to the enemies. Number 2 is the Glooming Wildwood. This is a hex, a casting value of 10+, and also is a range of 15 inches. Remains in play. Whilst the spell is in play, the target enemy unit fears all models in the caster's army, not including allies or mercenaries, however. Models in the caster's army that already have fear cause terror in the unit instead. And as per usual, if it's hit with another hex, you lose it. But yeah, that's pretty cool. That means that even your Ungors can start being relatively useful in combat. Flock of Doom returns, and Total War Warhammer fans might be confused because it's a little bit different. This is an Assailment spell. Its casting value is 8+, and its range is in combat. Place a small 3-inch blast template so its center is over the unit that the caster is engaged with. Once placed, the template will scatter D3 + 1 inches, and enemy models that lie underneath the template will suffer a single strength 3 hit. No minus AP or anything. However, these hits do have multiple wounds to special rule, so it's actually going to be quite good against some larger monsters or anything with 2 wounds. Number 4 is here with Fury of the Beast, enchantment, casting value of 9, and this is a range of self. Until the end of this turn, the caster and any unit is joined gets the fight in extra rank special rule, which is actually really good. Because you can keep your casters up front. The Brace Shamans and Great Brace Shamans are actually fairly decent in combat. Strangleroot is back for number 5, Magic Missile, casting value of a 9+. I'm trying to stop my cat from attacking my microphone, and a range of 4d6 inches. Draw a straight line, 4d6 in a straight line there in length from the caster's base edge. Any enemy model whose base falls under this suffers D3 strength 3 hits with an AP of -2. So if you're close to the enemy, this is where you can risk it. And then, finally, number 6, Neath, the Shaden Roadspan. I think this was a spell that was mentioned in Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay a while back. So this is a magical vortex, casting value of 10+, range of 15 inches, remains in play. It's a large template, so 5-inch. And it's the usual placement, right? So the central hole is within 15 inches. Whilst in play, this template does not move and is treated as dangerous terrain over which no line of sight can be drawn. Whilst within 6 inches of the template, enemy units suffer -2 modifiers to their ballistic skill characteristic to a minimum of 1. This is going to be great if you're fighting Wood Elves. I have a few friends playing Wood Elves, so I can't wait to try this out on them. And finally, any enemy unit that ends its movement within 3 inches of this template must take a panic test. If they fail, they start to flee directly away from the nearest enemy unit, which is itself not fleeing. Obviously, I'm not going over the whole book, so I'm leaving out the items and stuff as out of respect to our friends at Games Workshop, because if everything gets shown, then there's no reason for you to buy stuff. There is some fun items, though, I will say, and it is pretty cool, actually. You know, there's mention of stuff. What I will want to say is, you know, Morga is not here, but the old artwork for Morga actually shows up in the HERDSTONE book. So I'm imagining that if we do get a second round of Arcane Journals, it won't be too long until we can see our favorite Shadowgave. Hopefully he has some fun rules for the Chaos Spawn and stuff. That's all. This is something that I talk about in Total War also, honestly. So yeah, no, it's great. It's a pretty decent book. I know some people are going to complain about it because it is a little bit empty on the unique units, I'm not going to lie. But I feel like the Praetor coming back, the HERDSTONEs just being something there. You know, you've got terrain pieces to play around with. That's going to be quite fun. And yeah, the Warped Goers, pretty like those. Characters are cool choices. Sons of Goros, big fan. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Start a bit of a discussion. I do apologize that I've not been posting much lately. I've been swamped with some stuff, some personal matters, and just a few other things. It's been very difficult, but I'm going to be back to normal schedule very, very soon. I do promise. It's just, there's a lot going on, and when you're a one-man army, oh boy, does it really show. Yeah, it's very difficult. Have a great one, guys. I'll see you all again very, very soon.